If you need PvP coaching, I'm on Metafy. So just click the link in the video description and it'll take you right to my page. What's up, guys? I've got another video for you today. This time we're moving back to Open Great League. I'm trying to find some more Open Great League teams. Remix is only around for 2 weeks. Open Great League is forever. So felt like this would be a little bit more productive. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Could not be doing this without you guys. But yeah, let's hop right into this video and see how it goes. The team today, we have Azumarill, Mandibuzz, and Shadow Beedrill in Open. So this team looks balanced, but it plays a little bit like an ABB. You kind of do want to switch at some point. The main reason, get your Mandibuzz to draw out either their Bastiodon or their G-Fisk and be able to take it down with Azumarill. Beedrill does have a couple issues here. It's weak to a lot of the meta, but it also is very strong against a lot of the meta. The problem with this being that it loses to a couple of common cores, like both of them, like Swampert and Skarmory. So it's very hard to build a team around Shadow Beedrill, similar to how it's hard to build a team around Diggersby. But this was the best I could get. Shadow Beedrill honestly performed extremely well by itself. It's just there were some teams that it was very hard to win against. Azumarill, great core with Shadow Beedrill. I was using that in Halloween Cup back in the day, except with regular Beedrill. So, and if you look at my Azumarill's IVs in this case, they're awful. Like, this is not an XL Azu. You don't need an XL Azu to run this. XL Azu is probably preferred, but you don't need one. I don't have one. My Mandibuzz also just hash IVs. And then my Shadow Beedrill, it's got great IVs too. But I do have the rank 1 regular Beedrill, and I'm using the Shadow Beedrill over it. So that kind of says something about whether you should use Shadow or regular Beedrill. I think regular Beedrill is still fine to use in this case, but I probably, if you have the option, just use Shadow Beedrill instead. Being able to like create more farm down situations for yourself and then take more advantage of that energy. That's a pretty big advantage of using Shadow Beedrill there. And yeah, so it's like if you could farm down a Pokemon before it can get to a move, then you don't even have to throw the move. You have a lot more energy, and that energy does more damage on the next Pokemon. And Beedrill, you're not really tanking too many hits anyways. So it's just, it is all about just doing that damage with shields. Yeah. So you're gonna see, we're gonna barely win this first game, I think. And we'll see how the next ones go. Yeah, these games are quite a bit longer than my previous Remix Teams games, right? Because there's a lot more charge moves being thrown with Azumarill, Mandibuzz, and Beedrill. So the pace of the games is slower. Deoxys Defense, we're going to go right into Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz and Beedrill can both deal with it. And in comes Umbreon. So, not the best swap you want to see onto Mandibuzz, but this does mean that they likely don't have their own G-Fisk, although I know in one of these cases they actually do, and they swap their Umbreon into Mandibuzz instead of G-Fisk, so that might actually be this game. Either way, the goal here, I'm going to try and get a pretty decent farm here on the Azumarill afterwards, because there's no way Mandibuzz can win back switch here without spending an egregious amount of shields. Last Resort's just a better move than Aerial Ace, and Umbreon's just a little bit tankier than Mandibuzz, so honestly, Umbreon is a pretty good Mandibuzz counter. Very underrated, I think, in that sense. Yeah. So we're going to go through this extremely boring... Sorry, that took like... This is taking like a minute and a half just for this middle matchup, and this is kind of why the games are a bit longer. Just trying to get these last Aerial Aces off. If they're not greedy, I can... or if they get a little bit greedy, I can force a shield if they want to keep switch, which I do. So this is my win condition found this time, right? Now I have shield advantage. I can potentially farm up with my Azu and take the shield advantage with my Beedrill into whatever's in the back. Yeah, Azu gets a nice 3-bubble lead there. We're going to go up to the Hydro and just throw that at Deoxys. And going to wait for a move to be thrown, right? Because we don't want to swap into Beedrill and then have a bunch of Psycho Boost thrown at it. So we're going to tank the Thunderbolt, swap it into Beedrill, and here we go, Nidoqueen in the back with a 2-shield advantage. I don't think that... Yeah, they did not charge up to the Earth Power, so there's no reason to shield the first one, even with 2 shields. Just let the first one through. They're not going to take you. You're poison type. They're not going to take you down with poison jabs. There goes the drill run, and then Deoxys is going to come in. And even with the defense debuff, these counters do nothing, right? It's 4 times resisted, so Beedrill, one of the better answers to the fighting types. The problem is a lot of these fighting types also have psychic type moves, so you do have to be careful, but you outpace them with X-Scissor and deal a ton of damage, so it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, just make sure you click not into remix. Well, it won't let you queue into remix anyways. Alolan Marowak lead, this is pretty good. I either want this on the Azumarill or on the Mandibuzz. In this case, Alolan Marowak can actually win against Azu spending enough shields if they just keep shielding Hydro Pumps. So in this case, this is an answer to Beedrill. So I'm hoping that this is my opponent's answer to Beedrill. My goal is to just try and take shield advantage and then get a farm down here. So this team is a little bit tricky because sometimes you're playing it like a balanced team and sometimes you're not playing it like a balanced team. In this case, because I'm going to bank that this Marowak is the only counter to Beedrill, I'm going to play this like a balanced team and grab an absolute huge farm on Marowak with my Mandibuzz. Yeah, these Shadow Bones, they don't do anything. Bone Clubs do less. We're just going to end this with 100 energy, whatever they come in with. If I can hit it, I'll probably throw a move at it. If not, I'll switch out. So in comes A9. Charm A9 too, so a little bit of an issue. Gonna throw one Aerial Ace and then catch the Charm on Beedrill, and in comes Altaria. So while Beedrill's fantastic against the A9, Altaria not so much. And this is a very common backline, a Charmer and Altaria, as you might have seen in my first Great League video this season. But Beedrill with the poison jabs actually doesn't do too bad here. Gonna be able to get this X-Scissor off on Altaria, and then hopefully we'll be able to get this last X-Scissor off again before I get Dragon Breath down, to get that Altaria extremely low. In comes Mandibuzz. We're going to have to shield whatever, because we have to take out this A9 before it gets to a Charm anyways. So we're going to shield that Sky Attack. They swap into their A9. We're going to throw an Aerial Ace. So that's one Aerial Ace, and we're going to throw another one. Turns out you just need 3 Aerial Aces and a little bit of extra damage to take down an A9. So we're actually going to end up winning that one too. And that was with pretty hard counters in the back, but you can see that if you get a good enough energy advantage, it doesn't really matter all that much. I'm kind of surprised they didn't swap out of that Alolan Marowak lead though. I think that would have been their win condition. So another Alolan Marowak lead. Let's see how this guy wants to play it. He doesn't. He is out of there. And in comes Azumarill. A little bit of a slow swap for me. This is my first set with the team. Here, if they go to Hydro Pump, you shield. So if they go to 7 bubbles, you shield. If not, you don't shield. So in this case, 7 bubbles. And I'm just, well, I'm at 100 energy anyways. But right before they get to that move, that Ice Beam, potential Ice Beam, I'm going to throw that Drill Run, and in comes Alolan Marowak. We have an entire Drill Run stored because of the Azu farm down. So we're going to be able to actually take down this Alolan Marowak unless they decide to shield as well. So while we did spend a shield on the Azumarill, we're getting that back. Well, we're not getting it back, but we are getting a lot back out of this matchup. Unfortunately, we have a Shadow Gramble. I decided to switch out my Azumarill since they were so insistent on shielding their Marowak. I knew they wanted to take my Beedrill out, so we're going to go into the Azu. We're going to shield up a Crunch, even though we know it's resisted, because we want to burn this next shield too. And that's really the win con here, is allowing my Mandibuzz to get off an Aerial Ace versus the Shadow Gramble. But we're going to go in the Beedrill, see how much damage we can do first. And yeah, they're able to take out my Beedrill, snipe it, but my Beedrill, the damage is done. The Venom is sunk in, and Mandibuzz is able to snarl down a Shadow Gramble. So, actually quite a few Charmers in this set that we saw so far. Haven't seen too many Charmers in Open Great League before, but... Alright, we have Jellicent lead. This is a bit tricky. Sorry. Azu doesn't win this, but hopefully we're going to create a farm down scenario for Mandibuzz here. Because we cannot swap out of this, because Beedrill can't beat the Jellicent. So we're going to stay in instead. And catch a Shadow Ball. Yeah, they were throwing right away, so I figured it would be an easy Shadow Ball catch. And hopefully I'd be able to turn that Jellicent around with some energy. Now it's at half HP. That's one Drill Run, or one Play Rough, or something like that. We had to switch though, because decent chance we have that G-Fisk or something like that in the back that also beats Beedrill. And this matchup is not bad. Catching the Shadow Ball means nothing here. They still have to hit you with 3 Rock Slides to take you out, so that's another reason the Shadow Ball catch was good. I guess it might mean something if they decide to farm all the way down, but if they decide to farm all the way down, Mandibuzz has a decent shot at taking back Switch here. At least going to be able to get this next foul play off, which forces a shield, which is fantastic. And then I could shield to force another one, but I don't think it's worth it. Going to come with the Azu and just get a decent amount of farm here. If they have the Earthquake, that's fine. They can take out the Azu. If not, that's also fine. And we're going to throw the Play Rough here. I won't be able to farm down the G-Fisk. It'll be able to take me out. So we'll throw the Play Rough, get into the Beedrill early because I need to save my Azumarill just in case the Jellicent's running Bubble Beam to swap and include the debuff. We just have this B on Altaria again. And once again, it's not actually that bad as long as you have shields and they don't have shields. Poison Jab still neutral. X-Scissors resisted. But that's what it is. I guess I forgot to talk about the movesets as well. Running Play Rough and Hydro Pump on Azu, I think that's the best moveset. Honestly, I could see myself using Ice Beam over potentially Play Rough, but dealing with Jellicent and dealing with G-Fisk and stuff like that, I think is more important for this brand of Azu. In this case, I'm going to win this game unless they have Bubble Beam, which they do. And it's not a bait because they just need to land 1 Bubble Beam on me and they're going to get there right there before I'm able to get to the Play Rough. So going to lose this game. Oh yeah, and it's very frustrating when you lose a game to Bubble Beam because I hate Bubble Beam so much. But yeah, also denied the 5-0 on that game. This next set is not the next consecutive set. I played 5 games with teams suggested by my viewers on Twitch, and we went 0-5. So that's why there's the rating discrepancy. This is the next set I played with this team. I'm not cherry picking teams. In comes Vigoroth. This is really hard. This is hard to deal with. I want to save my Azu for the Altaria because the backline is not very good against Altaria. But at the same time, Vigoroth is a Pokemon that has the same pace as Beedrill, so if it has that energy advantage, you can't swap Beedrill in. Mandibuzz, it beats Mandibuzz in the 1 shield and the 0 shield. So there are some problems here. But I'm going to throw this Play Rough, and then we're just going to let ourselves get taken down. Come in with Mandibuzz, and just try and farm all the way down. So we have that shield advantage, which is very important for Mandibuzz to try and beat this Altaria. So we have to keep that shield advantage and just get this energy advantage. This person is playing Vigoroth very well. They're managing their energy well. They're throwing their moves at the right time to try and get as many body slams as possible. And in comes Altaria. This is exactly what I wanted. I was hoping to dangle this juicy piece of meat, this flying drumstick in front of this Altaria. Hopefully it would try and snatch it up, and that's exactly what's happening here. The Beedrill Altaria matchup is not that bad if you gotta farm the Altaria down and you don't have to throw X-Scissor. So this is an HP level where it's perfectly acceptable to farm down this Altaria. So we're just gonna shield the Sky Attack. Obviously that would be pretty deadly. And then out comes Venusaur at the back. That's exactly what you want to see. I was a bit scared it would be a G-Fisk because Altaria in the lead with Vigoroth in the back. I was expecting G-Fisk for sure. In this case, I'm just going to throw X-Scissors. So I need to get to 2 moves. We're going to shield up Frenzy Plant, even though it honestly doesn't hit that hard on Shadow Beedrill even. 4 times resisted. And there we go. Gonna finish off the Venusaur and then the Altaria afterwards as well. But yeah, with an energy advantage, Beedrill can deal with almost everything, or shield advantage. So it's all about getting that advantage for your Beedrill, setting it up for the win. If there's something like a G-Fisk at the back or a Bastiodon, as long as you have that energy advantage, you can still win. So Bastiodon in the lead. This is a bit tough. My Azu is not very XL. This Bastiodon looks to be quite XL. So we'll see. Sorry. Exactly how XL it is when we hit it with a Hydro Pump. Accidentally go over 100 energy there. But yeah, look, this is not how it used to go. I'm gonna throw a Play Rough at the Bastiodon. And they actually shield. So in this case, I'm gonna shield because I don't think I can farm the Bastiodon down from that level. In comes Sableye. I'm going to catch a foul play on Mandibuzz. That's a bird joke right there because he's foul, and that joke was so bad that they ended up quitting out. So that's how it goes. Yeah, that would have probably been a pretty easy win, I think, with shield advantage and switch out of there. So in comes Azumarill. Sorry, Venusaur lead. In comes Azumarill on the Mandibuzz switch. This is pretty common. With the Azumarill switch in, there's a couple options you have depending on how much HP this Azumarill has and energy after it takes down your Mandibuzz, because there's no way you're winning switch here, is come in with your own Azumarill and just soak and just get a ton of energy, or come in with a Beedrill. And I think that that depends on the lead a lot. In this case, we have a Venusaur lead, so when I lose switch, that means Venusaur is going to be locked onto my Azumarill, and I don't have Ice Beam. That's a pretty big problem, not having Ice Beam versus Venusaur. But that's why it's not Azumarill's job to take out the Venusaur. So we're going to come with the Azumarill. Try and keep this Beedrill as healthy as possible, so that hopefully it can take down the Venusaur. Plus whatever else is in the back. So we're going to build up quite a bit. That's almost 100 energy. You're going to throw the play rough, take out the Azu, and swap right into Beedrill. And there it is. It's Umbreon in the back. It's not G-Fisk. So in the 2 shield, this is pretty close. But Beedrill can win this. Look how much damage those X-Scissors do. Umbreon is so tanky. So X-Scissor, even though it's quite a weak move off of Beedrill, and Shadow Beedrill's attack stat, it's actually quite strong. I have considered using Felstinger here instead, because I'm in the 2 shield a bunch, but X-Scissor, like the damage from X-Scissor has come in handy a lot more often than I would expect. I'd try with Felstinger though. I'll try it next time with Felstinger, but it also helps you take down Pokemon like Hypno with energy advantage, Deoxys with an energy advantage. So in comes the Venusaur, and we get some lag, which is very sad to see. So I don't really know what their count is, so I can't really try and catch a move. But luckily, they are trying to farm me all the way down so they can try and throw Frenzy Plant at Azumarill, and I'm going to get there just in time. IVs matter just a little bit. And yeah, going to be able to take out the Venusaur there. Yeah, Venusaur, like this is maybe the hardest Venusaur counter in the game. Maybe Skarmory is harder, but Shadow Beedrill destroys, annihilates Venusaur. Okay, so we have Galvantula here, and as you might think, Galvantula looks pretty bad for this team, right? Well, it's not too bad. Mandibuzz wins shield or switch advantage from Galvantula, so they actually know this and swap out into Medicham. And Medicham also doesn't have anywhere really good to go against this team, which is one of the benefits, because it's a very common and powerful Pokemon. Sure, you can fight the Mandibuzz with Medicham, but it's not really that good of a matchup either, especially on the switch. In this case, they Power Up Punch, right? So they're going to have to Power Up Punch again, meaning that they're not going to have any energy. And I'm still going to get my Aerial Ace off. So even though Mandibuzz was debuffed and hit with a lunge, still able to take shields off of Medicham because it's not running Ice Punch. In this case, look how much damage those counters are doing. I know my Azu's not in a great spot, so the goal here is just to get some farm and tank the moves. Galvantula comes back in onto Beedrill, which is a great sign. I'm just going to throw X-Scissor because that's all you need. And I threw in between their second and third Volt Switch, so that was actually a forced overtap. In this case, we have Sableye come in. To beat Sableye, you actually need to land a Drill Run on it, and then you can farm down. This Sableye is very XL though. But you win the 1 shields against Sableye if you get the bait off. So it's not like Beedrill is bad against Sableye either. And after farming down the Sableye, I'm going to have an extra X-Scissor for this Medicham. And we also do have, I believe, a Play Rough on our Azu. So we were very safe in that game. That was not all that close. So next game, we have a Froslass lead. Once again, can't really switch out of this, but it is a favorable matchup for Azu. The problem being that they slightly outpace, so the more shields they spend, the better for them. I probably should have shielded the first Shadow Ball, but You don't like giving a Froslass team shield advantage, and there we go. We've got the shield advantage against the Froslass team. So I'm not going to shield this one just in case they throw Avalanche. A lot of people love to bait once you get low, but we do have Pokemon to deal with this. We have the Mandibuzz, and once Vigoroth comes in, we're going straight into Beedrill. Like I said, Vigoroth outpaces, but I got my move through, so I'm actually even pace with the Vigoroth. I'm going to throw this X-Scissor. This is a bad play. That was a bad play. This might have lost me the game. So either throw the Drill Run there to guarantee the KO, or a shield. If you throw the X-Scissor, what I should have done is just keep farming anyways, and just known that I was going to shield the next Body Slam, and just farm all the way down. I'd have a ton of energy to take out this Froslass with, but instead, I'm going to farm down by the Froslass, force to shield an Avalanche on my Mandibuzz, because it's likely the biggest move. At least I'm going to get my foul play off first, and we'll see what they have left in the back, and that's really going to determine who's going to win this game, and it's an Obstagoon, so I could save you guys the time right now and tell you that Mandibuzz does not beat Obstagoon in the Zero Shield. Does not really matter what moveset they're running unless they're single move Night Slash, and then they have to not get the boost, I believe. But yeah, they have Gunk Shot. I let them trash can me, and we get out of there. But yeah, this game would for sure have been won, and this would have been another 5-0 had I just not thrown at the Vigoroth and farmed it down. So yeah, just don't throw just whenever. Just make sure your moves are going to KO if that's your goal. Don't be throwing before that. It's just a waste. Okay, G-Fisk lead. So these are pretty common. Surprised we haven't seen one so far in the video. But this is a Pokemon that you have to take out on Azumarill. So Earthquake does a lot of damage. My Azumarill is not XL, so it goes down in 2 Earthquakes. Lots of Azumarills, they survive 2 Earthquakes. So mine doesn't. Very sad. But I do have shield advantage here, and we're not going to shield. There's a Rock Slide, and then because my Azumarill is so non-XL, they actually can just double Rock Slide me here. And I have this shield disadvantage, but because they do have this G-Fisk in the lead, I can play around it and hope that this is their only answer to Shadow Beedrill in the back, right? Because it is a pretty good answer. So likely anything that would form a core with it, or hopefully it's a Venusaur, for example, Venusaur Sableye in the back. Those are Pokemon that Mandibuzz and Beedrill can both deal with extremely well. Both Mandibuzz and Beedrill can absolutely stomp Venusaur and have great, or Mandibuzz has a great matchup versus Sableye, and Shadow Beedrill has an okay matchup versus Sableye. Unfortunately, it is the Pelipper version, but I swap into Pelipper, I swap my Beedrill into the Pelipper, and they immediately swap Venusaur in. This is perfect for me. This gives me the farm down opportunity I've been looking for this whole time. I'm going to throw my X-Scissor. Hopefully it's enough to take out. It might be a mistake if it's not, but I'm still learning how much damage everything does. And it doesn't take it out, but they overtap. And I'm able to just get my Beedrill into this Pelipper matchup and throw a bunch of X-Scissors here. I think they shield thinking I have Sludge Bomb. But yeah, I'm just essentially trying to deal as much damage as I can. Stall the clock with the X-Scissors so I can avoid the farm down. Swap into my Mandibuzz. Get that foul play off. Get that foul play off. Ooh, yeah, get that foul play off. I'm just going to get my foul play off here, despite all of the lag that's happening. Yep, so all I want to do is get my foul play off, and somehow I'm charged up to 2 foul plays because of being unable to act during the game. Hopefully this will get fixed one day. But I'm not holding my breath, I guess. But yeah, frustrating, almost loss, but managed to win it. Like, if I'd lost that game, this would have been the kind of thing that I have to pull out videos if most of my games are like this. Okay, we have Shadow Sableye in the lead. This is actually not that good for Azu. Like, it's a pretty good matchup for Azu in my opinion, because I want to get shield advantage out of here. But in terms of if you want to switch, you can't guarantee that. If they're running Shadow Sneak, they can win the 2 shield. If they're running Power Gem, they just have to land the Power Gem to win. And in comes Bastiodon on Mandibuzz. Oh god, this is not great. But we have to eliminate that Bastiodon so that Beedrill does not have to deal with it. In this case, as Mandibuzz, your goal is to just try and fast move deny everything you can and just throw foul plays. If you just land a bunch of foul plays, you can force them to throw energy, which is exactly what they do here. They Flamethrower. I think so they can farm more. It's essentially just an undercharge. Very smart by them. But at the same time, I just want to get this Bastion kind of low. And the issue is I only have 1 shield advantage right now. So if I have to spend that on my Azu to take down this Bastiodon, then I've kind of gone that all for nothing. But it is what it is. Bastiodon switching is probably the toughest for Mandibuzz to deal with. In this case, we're going to have to play rough. I play rough 2 Bastiodons now. But this time they don't shield, and we're going to go straight into Beedrill. I have no idea how many moves they're at. I feel like they got more energy than me out of it, but whatever. They're at the foul play already, which means now because of that lag, I'm going to be unable to win this game because I won't be able to force an X-Scissor in time. Yeah, we're going to be too short or something like that. But who knows? They could have been in that sort of lag situation as well. I don't know exactly how much energy they gained out of it, but yeah, frustrating to see 2 games in a row kind of end like that. 1 in a win, 1 in a loss. Shadow Skuntank, that's absolutely awful for Azumarill, especially if you're not running Ice Beam. So I'm going to swap into Mandibuzz. This also doesn't beat Skuntank, but you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, it doesn't even 2-shot it, so this is pretty dangerous. They go for the Flamethrower, which is what you should throw against Mandibuzz. In comes Scrafty, which is where you want to see it. This means I can lock this Scrafty in with my Azumarill and eliminate it. Scrafty also doesn't really have anywhere to go. A lot of these fighters don't have anywhere to go versus this team. There's 3 Pokemon with a secondary typing that is good against fighting. Scrafty is going to Power Up Punch, but it's not going to stop Mandibuzz from getting another Aerial Ace off. This Aerial Ace is important because this means now my Azu can just farm down the Scrafty the whole way. And Azu, with that much farm, likely can get a shield off of something with Hydro Pump and allow Beedrill to kind of go off in the back. Yep. Yeah, so there's the power-up punch coming through, dealing a ton of damage. Just kidding. So Skuntank loves the Azumarill matchup, but does not love getting hit by a Play Rough. So we're going to grab the shield and then swap into Beedrill, and here comes Sableye. So in this case, we're just going to go for the Drill Run, straight Drill Run. If they shield, great, we go for another Drill Run. If not, great, we farm them down. So we'll show you how this Sableye Beedrill matchup goes. Last time, they didn't have the shield already. Yeah, okay, so they just let it through, and then look, by the time you farm them down, you have another X-Scissor ready to go, and they don't get to the second foul play, which is pretty important. So if you land that Drill Run, you just have to shield once, and you still have a great farm. Skuntank does not shield X-Scissor, but it doesn't matter at that point. I think they had to bank on the fact that I had Fell Stinger to win that game, so that no shield made a lot of sense. A lot of sense indeed. Alright, next matchup, we have Altaria lead. Seen lots of these recently, and in comes Azumarill, so exactly what I said last time is what we're going to do. I don't know if I shield this one. I don't think I counted correctly. I thought I counted, yeah, I counted 6, but you just can't trust your counts in game nowadays. I've counted 6 before and been hit by a Hydro Pump, stuff like that, so I was like, why are they throwing so early? Would they actually play rough at Beedrill? I don't think they would, so I shielded. But they actually did play rough me. So, yeah, it's, while this matchup is happening, I'm just going to take a minute to complain about how a lot of the bugs in GBL, they affect, like, the more you practice and the more skilled you get at the game, the more you get affected by these bugs. Players who don't count don't care if there's invisible moves coming in against them, right? It's it's just a part of the game. But if you're counting and you have those invisible moves against you, what do? Like, that's an entire huge portion of the game that you've practiced and you've worked hard to get good at, and it just doesn't matter. But that's the end of my rant. Okay, we have Azumarill versus Altaria. This matchup is not as good as you might think it is because I'm not running Ice Beam. You still win, but look, these Sky Attacks, they hurt quite a bit. So we're going to throw this Play Rough. Altaria should win the race to 2 moves. So Azu's going to take a decent amount of damage here from the Sky Attack. I actually could have swapped here and caught the Sky Attack on Mandibuzz. I think that would have been a better play in hindsight. Keep my Azu a bit healthier to deal with any sort of rock type in the back. Either way, we're going to switch here. It's Galvantula. Anyways, we're switching into Mandibuzz because this matchup, like I said, is not too bad. And we just got to get this Beedrill on the Galvantula. Look, I'm going to throw the foul play here. They discharge. So this foul play will hurt quite a bit unless you get the shields, and you'll be able to get to your second move because your second foul play is only at 3 snarls before they get to their second move to take you out. Most Galvantulas will just farm you down anyways. In this case, just going to come in with Beedrill and farm. wait the timer, of course, because they didn't switch. I switched. So shield once. They threw Discharge on my Mana Buzz, so I was like, maybe they're not baiters, but they indeed were master baiters, and they baited me like a master. Yeah, so Whiscash comes in. I essentially just swapped to Azu to try and clear my debuff. And then I know I have to hit a Drill Run on this Whiscash, but for certain, oh, I remember this game. What am I doing? Yeah, this is super frustrating. I go for the X-Scissor instead of just going for double Drill Run. If I just go for double Drill Run, I'm pretty sure I win the game pretty handily. Actually, watching these games back, this team did better than I remembered it doing. So maybe it is a pretty good team after all. But I think I can improve it somehow. Maybe run as Shadow Beedrill in a balanced team instead of in a pseudo ABB team. But yeah, sorry, that's just me thinking out loud right now. But yeah, team honestly pretty good. Azumarill, Beedrill, very good. If you want to get practice for Halloween Cup with this core, it's going to be good in Halloween Cup too. And actually, Halloween Cup has the dark types as well, I believe. So this entire team is Halloween Cup ready. But yeah, so that's the video. Obviously, any questions about anything? Unless it's the question like, do you want to run Beedrill or Shadow Beedrill here? Because I already answered that earlier. Put those in the comments. Other than that, thanks for watching.